Hey everyone, I'm Molle Dorst, a forest therapist and guide, and I want to start with a little story for you today. A few years ago, on late March evening, I led a small group into the forest for a very special walk. At 8:30 at night, we turned off all of our flashlights and we let the darkness settle in. The moon and the stars were our only illumination. We listened to the night and the whisper of the winds in the pines, the distant owls hooting. We shared stories by the gentle glow of our bonfire. It was Earth Hour. And for that 1 hour, we felt truly connected to the planet and to each other. I remember looking out towards the city. Building by building, the skyline was going dark. It gave me chills. Chills of hope, though, knowing millions of people around the world were doing the exact same thing at that moment. Why would millions of people voluntarily turn off their lights for an hour? Well, today, I want to explore that question. We'll journey through the history and evolution of Earth Hour, how a simple idea became a worldwide movement, and discover how it has grown, what impacts it's made, and how you can be part of it. So stick around because at the end, I'll share how you can try your own Earth Hour and invite you to join our Rewild community to keep that momentum going.
Let's rewind to where it all began. It's 2007 in Sydney, Australia. Climate change is on everyone's minds, but the people in power, well, they're just not listening. WWF Australia, that's the World Wildlife Fund, they came up with this crazy idea. What if we asked everyone in the city to turn off their lights for 1 hour? A lights off hour as a statement for the planet? It sounded simple, maybe even a little bit crazy. Would anyone even care? But on Saturday, March 31st, 2007, something amazing happened. Over 2.2 million people in Sydney and countless businesses switched off their lights for 60 minutes. The Sydney Harbour Bridge went dark, the iconic Opera House sails went dim, and the entire city took a stand in the dark to show a climate-skeptic government that people were concerned about climate change. This event, the very, very first hour, Earth Hour, was a huge success. It turns out people love the idea of coming together in this simple yet powerful way. But how did this idea arise? Well, a few years earlier, in 2004, WWF Australia went with an advertising agency, Leo Burnett Sydney, to brainstorm how to engage the public on climate change. They toyed with the concept of a big collective switch-off, initially naming it the Big Flick. With support from the city's mayor and local media, the plan took shape. By March 2007, that idea became reality. And Earth Hour was born. It wasn't international at the time, but organized by WWF and partners in Sydney, it became an event in Australia and in the city. The purpose was clear: to create a visible message that people care about our planet. Turning off the lights was symbolic. It was a way to say that we are in this together, that we want action on climate change. The name Earth Hour might sound like it's connected to Earth Day, which is a totally different event that happens in April, but Earth Hour is its own thing entirely. It focuses on this 1 hour of unity around the world. The chosen timing is 8:30 to 9:30 p.m., usually the last Saturday of March, which was strategic. Around that time of year, darkness falls in the evening for both hemispheres. So whether you're in the north or whether you're in the south, whether you're in Toronto or Tokyo or Australia or Azerbaijan, you can participate at a reasonable hour after sunlight. So just imagine, as the Earth turns, one time zone after another, it hits 8:30 p.m. and lights start going out, city by city, this wave of darkness rolling across the globe, this visual sign of solidarity. It literally gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
The success of Sydney sparked a flame, or perhaps it extinguished a few in a good way. Other cities noticed and they wanted to be part of this new movement. In October of 2007, San Francisco in the United States ran its own Lights Out event inspired by Earth Hour's example. By the next year, 2008, Earth Hour went global. On March 29th, 2008, 50 million people across 35 countries joined in, turning off their lights. Major world landmarks went dark, including the Golden Gate Bridge, New York's Empire State Buildings, Rome's Colosseum, and even Google's homepage went black to mark the occasion. The moment clearly struck a chord beyond Australia. And it was as if everyone said, hey, we want in on this. And in 2009, Earth Hour truly exploded in participation. That year, 88 countries and 4,000 plus cities took part, 10 times more cities than the year before. Think about that. From one city in 2007 to thousands just 2 years later. By 2010, the count was up to 126 countries, and by 2011, Earth Hour reached a record 135 countries and territories, with thousands upon thousands of towns and cities switching off their lights. It's estimated that by 2011, 1.8 billion people saw or participated in Earth Hour in some way or another. Earth Hour had become the world's largest grassroots movement for the environment, a game changer for popularizing climate action across the globe, from one city to the whole planet in just a few years. Talk about a bright idea catching on. This growing participation was not just ordinary folks at home, though that is very important. Thousands of landmarks and city skylines provided some of the most dramatic visuals every year. I'm talking about places like the Eiffel Tower in Paris going completely dark, the Palace of Westminster, home of the UK Parliament in London, completely switching off their lights, India Gate in New Delhi going dark, the Great Pyramids of Giza, Tokyo Tower, Rio's Christ the Redeemer statue, you name it. Each Earth Hour, one by one, these landmarks dim their lights as powerful symbols of unity. It's a visual roll call of global icons saying, we care. And if you're watching this video, you'll be seeing some of those stunning before and after images of city landmarks going dark right about now. For example, here on the screen is the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House, plunged into darkness during Earth Hour. Sydney started it all, and it continues to participate every year with pride. Earth Hour's momentum kept building, though. By the mid-2010s, practically every corner of the globe was involved. In 2012, Earth Hour was observed in 152 countries and territories, which was one of the biggest jumps since the early years. Something extra special happened that year, too. Earth Hour went to a very special space. It went to space. Dutch astronaut Andre Kuipers participated from the International Space Station, watching Earth Hour from orbit and even tweeting about it as he flew over darkened cities. Just imagine the view. City lights normally visible from space, blinking out for an hour as the ISS passes overhead. What an incredible experience. Earth Hour literally became an out-of-this-world event in one photograph.
At its core, Earth Hour has always been a symbolic action, a spark to start conversations and inspire broader change. In the beginning, skeptics wondered, does turning off your lights for 60 minutes actually do anything? The truth is, Earth Hour isn't just about the energy saved in that 1 hour. Though cities often see noticeable dips in power usage, it's about the message and the movement that follows. Over time, Earth Hour evolved from this 1-hour gesture to a year-round catalyst for environmental action. One big evolution came with creative campaigns that were built around Earth Hour. So for example, in 2012, Earth Hour launched the I Will If You Will campaign. The idea here was to challenge people. I will do X sustainable action if you do Y. This led to all kinds of fun pledges and dares that roped people into taking action beyond that 1 hour. A notable outcome that year was in Russia. WWF Russia used Earth Hour to rally public support for protecting the country's seas from oil pollution. They gathered 122,000 signatures on a petition, and lo and behold, it helped drive the Russian government to pass a law improving protection of coastal areas from oil spills. This was the first law ever inspired by Earth Hour participation, a true people-powered victory. In the years that followed, we saw more tangible wins linked to Earth Hour, big and small. Here are a few standout milestones that show how Earth Hour grew into a platform for change.
Uganda, 2013. Earth Hour inspired the creation of the world's first Earth Hour forest. 2,700 hectares of land, that's about 6,670 acres, were set aside by the World Wildlife Fund Uganda to be reforested. So picture that, a forest growing as a living legacy of Earth Hour. And to this day, that forest stands as a symbol of what a single hour can kickstart. Argentina, 2013. In the same year, Earth Hour efforts contributed to the establishment of Argentina's largest marine protected area, in English known as Birdwood Bank. It's a marine reserve conserving 3.4 million hectares of ocean. This tripled the amount of protected waters in Argentina. It's like turning off the lights for an hour helped turn on protections for an entire ocean the size of Belgium. Ecuador, 2014. After a successful Earth Hour campaign in the Galapagos Island, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site famed for its unique wildlife, the local government of Galapagos Province banned single-use plastic bags and disposable packaging. They did this to protect their fragile ecosystem from plastic pollution. Earth Hour helped rally the public around the idea, and the policy followed. The Galapagos became the first province in Ecuador to enact such a ban, which was a huge step for marine conservation. Worldwide, 2015. Earth Hour started tackling issues tailored to each region. In 2015, we saw a wave of local environmental wins. Brunei committed to cutting energy use. Malaysia created a new national park. Russia put a 10-year pause on new oil drilling in the Arctic to protect that vulnerable region. Scotland and Switzerland strengthened their climate laws, and Uganda, building on that forest idea, doubled down on fighting deforestation. These are diverse issues from energy, forests, and climate policy, but they were all united, sparked by Earth Hour. What about Spain in 2016? The World Wildlife Fund Spain's Earth Hour campaign gathered 50,000 citizens to demand a shift to renewable energy. They wanted Spain to phase out fossil fuels and honor the Paris Climate Agreement. That public pressure sent a clear message to leaders about the climate commitments people expected to be met. French Polynesia, 2018. Earth Hour helped inspire public pressure in this Pacific island nation that led to 5 million square kilometers of its ocean being declared a managed marine protected area. 5 million square kilometers. That's an area roughly the size of the entire Mediterranean Sea, now protected. In part because people spoke up for their nature and their nation around Earth Hour. Global 2019. Earth Hour's theme in 2019 was Connect to Earth, emphasizing our connection to nature. Supporters around the world were asked to add their voice and sign a global petition. A Voice for the Planet, it was called. It was about telling world leaders that millions of us demand action to protect and restore nature. This showed how Earth Hour had become a moment not just to switch off the lights, but to amplify our voices on environmental issues.
And then came 2020, and we all know what happened. The COVID-19 pandemic changed everything. For Earth Hour, it meant no large public gatherings, no big switch-off events in plazas, but the movement didn't go dark. Instead, Earth Hour 2020 went fully digital for the first time. People participated online, sharing videos, spreading the message at home. That year, they actually broke records in a new way. Earth Hour content trended across social media as folks recognized that the health of our planet and the health of humanity was intimately connected, which was a lesson underscored by the pandemic. In 2021, with much of the world still facing restrictions, Earth Hour did a virtual spotlight event, basically synchronized push on the internet to share a video highlighted the link between nature loss, climate change, and the pandemic. It was shared tens of thousands of times, including by big-name actresses like Sofia Vergara, DJ Armin van Buuren, and the EUFA Soccer League, the Scouts movement, and even the United Nations. Everybody got involved. By 2022, Earth Hour was truly a global fixture. Despite everything going on in the world, the pandemic, social unrest, wars, natural disasters, over 190 countries participated in Earth Hour in 2022, showcasing that this Unity Hour still resonated. The campaign recorded 10.1 billion with a B social media impressions globally that year. Yeah, billions. Earth Hour was all over people's feeds, a trending topic that year when the lights went out. It also garnered over 26,000 media headlines worldwide in just that short time. Talk about shining a light by going dark. And Earth Hour is continuing to innovate. In 2023, fresh off a new global agreement to protect nature by 2030, Earth Hour launched something called the Biggest Hour for Earth. The idea here is don't just switch off, give an hour for Earth. Spend 60 minutes doing something positive for our planet. Maybe that's planting trees, picking up trash, or educating yourself and others about an environmental issue. They even set up an hour bank to log hours that were pledged, and they hope to get 60,000 hours pledged, 1 hour for every year until 2030. But guess what? They blew past that goal. People pledged over 410,000 hours of Earth-loving actions in 2023 alone. By Earth Hour 2024, the total hours pledged jumped to 1.4 million hours contributed to help the Earth. This shows how Earth Hour is evolving from a one-time event into a year-round movement of active citizenship. Each Earth Hour is a spark that lights countless other candles of actions, sometimes literally and sometimes figuratively. After hearing all of these examples, I hope you're seeing a pattern. Earth Hour may last just 60 minutes, but its impact can echo for days, months, and even years. It's both a symbolic gesture and a catalyst for concrete change. So let's recap a few tangible impacts to really drive this home. Let's start with policy and advocacy. Earth Hour has directly inspired policy changes and environmental laws. The Russia oil pollution law in 2012 is a prime example. Likewise, new protected areas like that Earth Hour forest in Uganda or the marine reserves in Argentina and Polynesia, and local bans on plastics in places like the Galapagos came on the heels of Earth Hour campaigns. These are lasting changes. Trees that will grow for generations, species that have had safer habitat laws and that reduce their pollution. It's real-world impact sparked by collective action. We can also talk about awareness and education. Sometimes impact is harder to measure, but no less important. Earth Hour has raised a massive awareness about climate change and nature conservation. Each year, it gets people talking. It gets families together, discussing why climate action matters as they turn off the lights. It gets schools doing projects around Earth Hour, media coverage putting environmental issues in the headlines. In a Zogby survey after the 2008 Earth Hour, 4% more Americans said that they were interested in environmental issues than before the event. That might sound small, but that's millions of people whose awareness was heightened by a single event. Earth Hour basically opens a door for people and says, hey, here's an entry point to start caring and learning about this stuff. Come on in. We can also talk about community and unity. There's also social impact, what that comes with Earth Hour. That sense of global unity and community. It's incredibly empowering to know that as you sit in your living room with the lights off or attend a local Earth Hour candlelit gathering, millions of others are doing the same. In our often divided world, Earth Hour creates this rare moment of solidarity across continents. This has a motivational impact. It reminds us that we're not alone in wanting to help this planet. We're part of this massive shared effort. That feeling can fuel people to do more and to stay hopeful. Don't forget behavior change. Many folks use Earth Hour as a springboard to change their habits. Perhaps after experiencing the charm of an hour with the lights off, you decide to incorporate a small energy-saving practice into your daily life, like turning off the lights when you leave a room and not just doing it during Earth Hour, unplugging your devices, or even adopting a weekly unplugged evening tradition. Some communities host Earth Hour and then follow it with sustainability fairs or workshops on how to live greener. The challenge is that each Earth Hour organizers openly talk about is converting that short-term action into long-term habit. Yeah, indeed, that's the ultimate goal, that people will go beyond the hour and make sustainability a part of their whole lifestyle.
Has Earth Hour solved climate change? Not by itself, of course not, but it has done something powerful. It's created a massive global community of aware, engaged citizens. It has shown world leaders that the public expects action. It's popularized by the conversation on climate change and nature in a positive way, focusing on hope and collective action rather than doom and gloom. And many young people today can't even remember a time before Earth Hour existed. It's become a normal part of being a citizen of this beautiful planet.
And this brings me to a point very dear to my heart: the role of young people in Earth Hour. As a forest therapist and an outdoor educator, I work a lot with youth and young adults, and I see their passion for nature firsthand. Earth Hour, with its simple and inclusive approach, has been embraced by youth around the world from the very beginning. Think about it. Earth Hour doesn't require a credit card or a driver's license or permission. Anyone can take part, whether you're 5 years old or you're 105. All you need is access to a light switch. Young people have taken this and run with it. In schools and college campuses, each Earth Hour is turned into all kinds of creative events. Candlelit concerts, flashlit hikes, outdoor stargazing, slumber parties, even unplugged open mic nights where everything is acoustic. It's fun, it's social, and it carries a message.
Organizations like the World Organization of the Scout Movement has been big Earth Hour champions. In fact, over 50 million scouts worldwide have participated in Earth Hour activities, using it as a chance to spark conversations and actions on issues like healthy forests, plastic-free oceans, and wildlife protection. Think of scout troops planting trees or cleaning up riverbanks as their hour for Earth. These kinds of actions have been happening in the scout community and beyond. The Scouts' motto is, be prepared. And when it comes to environmental challenges, they're preparing a whole generation to be eco-conscious leaders. Young people also have been some of the loudest voices during Earth Hour on social media. If you go on Twitter or X or Instagram during Earth Hour, you'll see tons of posts, often led by young people, sharing photos of their candles, tagging their friends to join in, and spreading hashtags like hashtag Earth Hour, hashtag Connect to Earth. In recent years, youth climate activists, you've probably heard of Greta Thunberg, the teenager who sparked the school climate strike movement, they've supported initiatives like Earth Hour alongside their own campaigns. The common thread here is clear. The youth of today demand a healthier planet for tomorrow. As the World Wildlife Fund's Director General Marco Lambertini put it, the voices of millions of young people are crucial to keep environmental issues at the top of the global agenda. They're not just participants, they're leaders in this space. And I've seen this personally. I've hosted Earth Hour gatherings where most of the attendees were students or people in their 20s. The enthusiasm is incredible. They'll say, "What else can we do? Let's not just stop at 1 hour." Earth Hour often inspires youth to start environmental clubs, volunteer for local garden projects, or even pursue careers in sustainability. It's a gateway to youth empowerment.
And if you're a young person watching this, you 20-somethings, I'm looking at you. Know that you have a huge role to play. Earth Hour is essentially a blank canvas. You can make it whatever you want. Turn it into a climate voter registration drive, or a community discussion on reducing waste, or a night hike that reminds everyone why nature is worth fighting for. Your energy and creativity can take Earth Hour to new heights. As one young scout from the Philippines said, "Nature gives us everything we need. We must act to save nature in order for nature to save us." Wise words, I think. Youth are the last generation that can really make a difference in time to combat climate change. So it's fitting that so many of them champion Earth Hour.
By now, I hope you're feeling inspired and maybe a little bit itchy to participate if you haven't already. The beauty of Earth Hour is that it's super easy to try. Here are some suggestions for how you can try your own Earth Hour, whether you're on the official day or any day you choose. Mark your calendar. The official Earth Hour happens once a year, typically on the last Saturday of March at 8:30 p.m. local time. For example, Earth Hour 2025 fell on March 22nd at 8:30 p.m. They moved it a week earlier that year to avoid a conflict with some holidays that we had. Earth Hour in 2026 will be on March 28th at 8:30 p.m., and so on. You can visit earthhour.org to confirm the date each year. Mark it on your planner or set a reminder in your phone. It's like an environmental holiday. You don't want to miss it.
This is the fun part. Decide what you want to do during your hour in the dark. It could be as simple as sitting quietly with a candle and reflecting, or as lively as hosting friends for a candlelit game night. You could have a romantic dinner by candlelight. Earth Hour has seen many candlelit dinners, even some marriage proposals during Earth Hour, no kidding. Or go stargazing. With city lights off, the stars might shine brighter. Maybe take an evening nature walk in your neighborhood. Notice the night sounds and the calmness when so many of the lights are off. Some people organize block parties where everyone on the street turns off their lights and comes outside to socialize. There are endless possibilities. Make it enjoyable and meaningful for you and your community. Spread the word. Earth Hour is extra powerful when shared. Tell your friends and your family about it. Post it on your social media beforehand. Say something like, "I'm doing Earth Hour this Saturday, join me." You might be surprised how many people would love an excuse to do something different on a Saturday night that doesn't involve staring at a screen. If you're in school or college, mention it to a teacher or a campus group, or do what I did. Do it in your dorm. Maybe they'll organize something. There are even Earth Hour toolkits for your schools and youth groups to help plan a variety of different activities. And on the night of, feel free to share photos before you go dark or after the lights come back on of your setup. And more people see what their peers are doing, the more it will catch on.
Connect globally. Remember, when you switch off your lights, you're joining a global wave. Sometimes I like to visualize it. As it hits 8:30 in each time zone, another portion of the globe goes dark. You're part of a chain reaction. You can actually follow Earth Hour's progress on social media. Some people will be posting from New Zealand and then Indonesia and India and Kenya and France and Brazil and onwards, each with their candles or dark landmarks. It's really cool to feel that connection. Consider signing up on the Earth Hour webpage or pledge your participation, adding your hour to the global count. In recent campaigns, you can even pledge specific actions like, I will plant trees or I will avoid plastic for the day, as your way of giving back, not just during that hour, but throughout the entire day. And make it personal and make it regular. Although the big coordinated Earth Hour is once yearly, who says you can't replicate the idea more often? You can declare your own Earth Hour anytime. Maybe you do a monthly digital detox hour, or an hour of outdoor time with no electricity, a mini personal Earth Hour, if you will. Some families do Earth Hour every week as a way to bond. They turn off the TV and their devices for that hour, they light some candles and they just talk or tell stories. That spirit of deliberately powering down to reconnect with what matters can be a healthy habit, not just a once-a-year event. Try it out and see how it feels. You might start looking forward to those peaceful dark hours. And remember, Earth Hour isn't about sitting perfectly still in the dark being bored. It is far from it. It can be joyful, social, and even a musical time. For example, I attended an Earth Hour event with some acoustic music performances under the stars one year. One city had a bicycle-powered concert, people pedaling bikes to generate electricity for the sound system. How cool is that? The key is to have fun and to reflect at the same time. It's a celebration of our planet and a reminder of our commitment to protect it. If you do try your own Earth Hour, I encourage you to reflect on a couple questions during that time. What do you love about nature that you want to protect? What's one thing that you can do in your daily life to help? Whether it's appreciating a quiet moment or brainstorming your next eco-friendly move, that hour can be really fulfilling.
Before we wrap up, I want to extend a heartfelt invitation. If today's talk has resonated with you, if you're excited about connecting with nature, taking action, and finding community, then join our Rewild community. Rewild is an online group I host for people who, like you and me, are passionate about bringing more nature into our lives. It's a space for sharing and learning. We discuss simple ways to reconnect with the wild around us, whether it's through forest therapy practices, outdoor activities, gardening, or environmental volunteering. We share stories and tips and motivation and more. It's kind of like continuing the spirit of Earth Hour all year round. And finding these moments to unplug from that modern rush and unplug from all of that stress and plug yourselves into nature instead. In the Rewild community, you'll find folks from all over who are on the same journey of renaturalizing and rewilding our lives. You don't have to be a hardcore camper or a biologist. Everyone is welcome, from the balcony plant parent to the weekend hiker. The idea here is to support each other in living more harmoniously with nature and to keep each other inspired, especially when the world gets stressful. I hope to host discussions, sometimes virtual forest bathing sessions, and yes, you can do guided nature meditation over Zoom. It is surprisingly calming. And we keep each other up to date on positive environmental news and personal milestones.
Try your own Earth Hour. Make a plan and set aside 1 hour to turn off the lights and enjoy a new experience. Whether you join the official Earth Hour next March or you do a personal Earth Hour this week, give it a try. You might be surprised at what that hour brings you. Clarity, connection, or maybe just a bit of fun break in your routine. And when you do it, encourage someone else to try it too. Imagine if every viewer of this video convinced a few friends. We'd create our own ripple effect. Small actions, when multiplied, become really powerful. Join the Rewild community. Don't let the inspiration stop when the video ends. Come be part of our community of nature lovers. Click the link in the description. I'll have all the details on there on how to join. By joining the Project Rewild community, you'll get support in your journey to integrate nature into your daily life. And plus, you'll be in the loop for future events, forest therapy sessions, and discussions. And the best part is, it's completely free to join our community. It's just all about building a tribe of like-minded people. We'd love to welcome you. Together, we can keep each other accountable to our earth and to ourselves, and to amplify our positive impact.
As we conclude, I want to leave you with this one thought. Earth Hour is much more than an hour without lights. It's an hour with intention. It's a reminder of our collective power. In that darkness, there is a beautiful light. The light of millions of hearts hoping and working for a better future. What started in one city with one idea has grown into a worldwide movement, proving that individual actions, when united, can make history.
We've journeyed through the story of Earth Hour, from its humble start in Sydney, through its global expansion, to the many milestones and impacts it's achieved over the years. We've seen how it has influenced policies, raised awareness, and brought people together across cultures and generations. We've highlighted how young people have been and continue to be at the forefront of this positive change, and how you can jump in and be part of it right now. The challenges our planet faces are no doubt serious, from climate change, biodiversity loss, pollution, but the story of Earth Hour gives me hope. It shows that we're capable of coming together in creative and meaningful ways. Every time you switch off for Earth Hour, you're not just saving a bit of electricity. You're stoking the fire of a global movement. An ironic metaphor, I know, since we're talking about turning the lights off. So I encourage you, from the deepest parts of my heart, to take that 1 hour and make it yours. Reconnect with the quiet magic of the night or the lively company of friends by candlelight. Use it to remember why you love this earth, and carry that love forward to the hours and days beyond. Thank you so much for watching and spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more nature-inspired content and stories. I'd also love to hear your Earth Hour ideas or experiences. Share in the comments how you plan to spend your Earth Hour, or if you've done it before, what was it like? Let's inspire each other. I hope to see you in the Rewild community. Until next time, I'm Molle Dorst. Take care, go gently, and remember, you have the power to make a difference, even if it's just 1 hour. So let's switch off and shine on.